We now move on to IELTS speaking part 2. Describe a goal you want to achieve in the future, or describe an ambition that you have had for a long time. It's all up to you. Then we got the point, what the goal is, what would you do to achieve it, and all that. So let's take a start. You got to speak on the topic now.
Well, goals are something that we wanted to achieve for a longer term. They cannot be short term. I wanted to be the chief operating officers of McDonald's Pakistan in next 5 years. I joined McDonald's back in 2011 as a trainee manager, and I have been promoted on the position of operation consultant, and I have achieved my 7 promotions in last 9 years. Now I wanted to become the chief operations officer of McDonald's Pakistan. I wanted to become the chief operations officer for many reasons, because chief operations officer has the authority and all the operations staff plus support departments are working under him, and he has the luxury to visit different countries quarterly in any country of the world, and he can visit any department anytime, and he has the liberty. He can live a very lavish life with car of his own interest, and also he can be a sport check, training, HR, and equipment department at any time. So I think as I have achieved my goals of 9 years or 8 years in the past, I am sure that I would be able to achieve this goal in next 5 years as well.
All right. 1 minute 26 seconds, and overall you spoke well. Initially you said repeatedly I wanted. It should be I want to, not wanted to. I mean, because describe a goal you want to achieve, and instead of want to, because you repeated it 3-4 times, so it should have been like I would like to achieve, I want to achieve, I have a desire to achieve, this is my ambition to achieve. So they should not be repetition of the same word. Repetition of words, repetition of ideas, repetition of sentences, all these things bring your band score down. Overall you spoke well, you spoke fluently, comfortably, you covered the topic as well. Now we move on to speaking part 3. Should parents set goals for their children?
Yes, of course, parents should set goals for their children, and it is very important for them, and their children can live a very successful life in a short term and long term. So I think parents should set goals for their children.
When do young children start to set goals for themselves?
I think after completion of secondary school education, they could start setting goals for themselves, because at the age of 15 or above, they are quite sensible, and they can set goals for themselves, whether it is about the education or the future life, professional life.
All right. What kinds of goals are not realistic?
I think the goals which are not set according to the capabilities of a person are not realistic. One should set the goals according to the capabilities and the personal interest of the individual as well.
All right. So in part 3, you should add at least a couple of sentences to your answers, because part 3 is called discussion. There you need to discuss the topic. Well, overall your performance is good, and you're very close to 7 band. Rather, I'll give you 7 band now. But on actual exam day, you need to perform well. Avoid repetition of ideas, repetition of words, repetition of sentences, and in part 3 you need to add some more to your answers, right? All the best. Thank you.